Right now, though, we want to talk about the kids. Even though kids are out for the summer shouldn't only be about playtime. As many of you already know, things are very competitive when it comes to getting those kids in school and ready for the next school year. You have to start thinking about that now. At least that's what Pam Mashburn says. She is the editor-in-chief, creator of Potential Magazine. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I asked you before, I was like, do we have to think about this at summertime? And I mean, yeah, give yourself a little time to have fun, but you really do need to work on these things during the summer months, right?
Right. Well, it's a great time to work on it because kids aren't in school. You're not having to run up and down the road, getting them to places and activities. So now's a really nice time to kind of get ahead and start doing some forward planning. We put together a summer Stay Sharp checklist.
Okay, I'm going to show them the magazine while you talk about that.
And
this is the magazine you're looking for. It's out and about right now, right?
It is. It's out. Yep. And it's divided by 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade teams that you have and things you need to work on. And we've listed things like life skills, things like learning how to do laundry.
That's very important. Say that one again.
Laundry, ironing, all of those things that we get so busy doing that's easier for us to do ourselves. But we need to get our kids doing those things. Yeah. So that as they go off to college, they can do those. Even meal planning and making meals. I was at the grocery store the other day, and there were some college kids, and they were trying to pick out some steaks.
Bless your heart.
I know. Well, it was so cute.
Was that
I was like,
thinking?
yeah, and I said, oh, do you want me to show you, some tips? Because I was looking at what they were picking out. I'm like, that is not going to be good.
Right.
And so they're so busy texting that they're not paying attention to things we think they're paying attention to.
And these are life skills. This is something that's not going to just take them through the summer or something that's going to take them through the next couple of years. These are things that are going to help them and increase the value of their education when they go off away from you. So that is very good.
And it'll make it less stressful, too, when they go to college if they've already got those things under their belt. But then also getting ready for school. Things like making sure that they haven't missed out on any math skills. And we're about to talk about getting ready for college. Well, probably the most important thing you can do to get ready for college is those ACTs and SATs.
Got to get ready for those college entrances.
Yeah, and the way it works, what I found in doing all this research is that 9th through 11th grade, that's it. That's all we got. Because the 12th grade scores don't really count because they're applying at that point when they come back after the 12th grade summer. So you've got 3 years to make sure they get good grades, they're ready, they're organized, and that they're getting ready for those SATs. And with ACTs,
I'm stressing out just thinking
and
back.
I don't mean to stress,
thinking back to those times. That is a stressful time. You're still trying to come into your own, figure out who you are. They're already dealing with so much. So it really is up to mom and dad to sit them down and say, hey, this is what needs to be done this summer.
Well, and with the average cost of a college education running around $84,000 per student, then mom and dad I have 3 kids, so mom and dad are getting very involved because it is going to affect our pocketbook.
Absolutely.
And their pocketbook.
Scholarships and things like that, very, very important.
Right.
What about summer reading? A lot of kids will forget about that if mom and dad don't remind them.
Yeah, I think there's great ways to put incentives. I've got my son is here, and he's doing a little mini job shadow because we're trying to figure out what career he wants to be in. He's going into high school next year. But I try to read the books that he's reading, so at least we can discuss them. It's always more fun to do things together.
That's fun. And I've done that, not necessarily read the whole book, but I've had my, he's 14 now, but I've had my son along the way, read me little passages that he likes or things like that. So I know he loves those little mystery books, though, so I like that, and we try to figure it out
together. So do you
together,
look for the Cliff Notes? Yeah.
But actually, the potential is everywhere, right?
It's out in the schools, and we've got it out in restaurants and just different places. Anywhere you're going to find teenagers and their parents, you'll find potential. If not, contact us at our office, and we'll get one out to you.
Okay, real quick question.
Sure.
A little earlier on the Today Show, they were talking about rewarding your children financially for doing things like chores and eating their vegetables and things like that. How do you feel about that?
I've read a bunch of different books on it, and my poor son, my older one, we've tried everything on him. And what we have finally decided as what works best for our family, and every family's different, but for our family, we have allowance. And if you're doing all the right things, you're getting good grades, you're doing your chores, then you get to share in our family's wealth, and you get to have allowance. But if you're not, then if you're not being responsible, you don't get that. Now, I do pay my kids if they're doing kind of stuff for work or extra things. But the things like emptying the dishwasher and stuff, we all have to pitch in.
There you go.
That's kind of been what happens in the Mashburn.
My incentive was Mom and Daddy said so. That was my incentive right there. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. We'll be looking for potential, and you'll be back to give us some more tips
I can't wait.
throughout the summer. All right, Pam, thank you so much. Look for potential. It's out on newsstands right now and in your schools. All right.